Let's take a look at changing our timer so that it displays not only graphically but with its color how much time you've got left. Now I'm going to close this and I'm going to go to my project and edit it externally again. Now the value converter I have this time is a little more on the complicated side, so instead of making you watch me type it, I'm going to go ahead and just paste it from a text file. Now this text file you'll find in your data folder, so if you want to use this same one and play with it a little bit, it's sitting there for you. So I'm going to bring up my computer, go to where I've got my data folder set up. We're in Part 2, Lesson 3. And this is the text for the value converter that I want to use. So I'm just going to highlight it all, copy it, and paste it. Now if you look at this just briefly, you'll see that it follows the same format. I name my class, I inherit from iValueConverter, and I have my convert method. But what this one does is it takes the time remaining, converts it to a double, and then makes a color based on what that double happens to be. So let's say my double is 12. There are 12 seconds remaining. Then here, it's going to give me a color that's fully opaque, has no blue in it, and when it calculates this out, it's going to give me a value of 0.8. Here, I'm using the scalar values of my color, which stretch from 0 to 1. So I set my green to whatever percentage, and then I set my red to 1 minus whatever that percentage is. Let's look at what it actually does. Let me switch back to blend. I'm going to build so that my value converter is built into the system. I'm going to select my progress bar, switch to the property inspector, and take a look at the foreground. Now I'm going to switch this to a solid color, and I'm going to data bind the color to the number of seconds left. Now just like before, I'm going to have to switch my show to display all the properties, expand this, expand the remaining time, select total seconds, move this up, and bring in the value converter. Now I have my time to color converter, which I can say OK, and finish. Now watch what happens when I press F5 this time. As soon as I say Game, Start New Game, the bar starts out green, but if you watch as it gets shorter, it's going to slowly transition from green to yellow and finally to red as the time expires. This is just another example of how value converters can work with data binding to display any piece of data in any way you want.